I just completed the perfect car sharing exit strategy and turned a $2,700 car into a huge profit. You have to have the right exit strategy when it comes to your car rental business. If not, you can wind up losing thousands of dollars renting your car on platforms like Turo. So make sure you watch to the very end of this video so you can learn how I run up a bag from start to finish with my car rental business and how you can do the same exact thing. The truth about Turo is you have to understand how to get money out of every phase of the business, from buying a car at a good deal to getting rid of it at a perfect time. Now, this is easier said than done, but I was up for the challenge when I brought a 2009 Ford Focus a few months ago with the intentions on renting it out on these car sharing platforms. This Ford Focus was my first outright cash car, so I wanted to start with a smaller purchase amount. And I already had 3 finance cars already written out on the platform, so I wanted to see if there were higher profit margins starting with a cash car. Also, when you're starting to scale your fleet and get multiple cars on the platform, make sure that you're using a fleet management software like CarSync to keep track of all your numbers. Software like this makes it really easy, and I can just go into one place and pull up all the numbers from my car rental business, like number of trips and amount of money that I made. But as I went to open a laptop to show you the numbers for the Focus, somehow I literally just cracked my entire MacBook screen. I just looked up how much it costs to fix a broke MacBook screen, and most of the sources actually said it can be more cost efficient to go ahead and sell the broke MacBook and buy a brand new one. Like, you gotta be kidding me right now. This can actually be very similar to cars in your Turo fleet, because once maintenance starts getting costly, it just makes more financial sense to go ahead and get rid of the vehicle rather than keep on pouring funds into repairs. Now, let's take a look at the Ford Focus that I bought. I actually purchased this car for about $2,700 all in after taxes and registrations. But one of the best things about this buy was that I was able to make the purchase with a business credit card. That means technically no cash actually came out of my pocket. The money that I owe on a credit card is not going to show up on my personal credit report because it's all under my business name, and that business credit card doesn't report to personal. And it had a period of 9 months, 0% interest. So as long as I pay that money back in the next 9 months, I'm actually not paying any extra interest on that debt. I mean, using a business credit card is a play in itself. Let me know if I should drop some more deets on the business credit in a future video. I mean, even though I use business credit, I was still kind of nervous about the play because costs can really start to add up anytime you buy a cash car outright. But I was still super excited to get this car listed and start bringing in some income. And now it's time to see about this MacBook. So as I walked in the Apple store to have my laptop checked out, I instantly started to get nervous because it would suck if I had to get my entire laptop replaced. And once I started talking to Josh, the Apple rep, he immediately confirmed my worst fear. With this type of damage to my screen, that part of my laptop would need to be replaced at the repair center. And this was about to hit me for about $650. My other option was that I could sell it to them and put it towards a new MacBook. This just seemed like 2 big L's, and I felt like I was stuck between a rock and a hard place. But if running a Turo business has taught me anything, is how to handle adversity and still make it work. See, most hosts start on Turo and they think incidents like people smoking in their car, getting the insides of them dirty, and even damaging them are bad things that are happening to their car rental business. Rookie mistake. See, when you learn every part of this industry, you start to learn how to make money out of every phase of owning a rental car. That includes making extra profit on things like smoking and cleaning reimbursements, making money on damage payouts, and in the case of today's video, making money when you get rid of your asset and decide to sell it. So there's 2 important things that you need to consider when it comes to creating a good car sharing exit strategy. Number 1 is knowing when to get out of a car. Number 2 is knowing how to get out of a car. And I'm not just talking about hopping in and out of it and how to close a door. I'm talking about how to run up a bag when you're getting rid of it. So when it comes to when you should get rid of your rental car, there's a few things to think about. Number 1 is the limits for listing a car on Turo. A car has to be under 130,000 miles and it has to be 12 years or newer. But the good thing about this is as long as you put the car on before it hits 130,000 miles or before it becomes older than 12 years, you can be grandfathered in and that car can stay on long past those limits. So for cash cars, I like to target a period of time right before costly repairs start to happen and the car still has a decent market value I can sell for. This way your guests don't start to have negative experiences because the car is messing up, and you can get a good profit when you sell the car on top of the rental revenue it's already produced. And there's also the rare case of when your car is worth equal or more than what you initially paid for it and you've already made some money renting it out on the platforms. Now this is very rare, but it is the car market that we currently find ourselves in. A lot of people who have bought their cars for a certain amount have rented them out on the Turo platform, and now these car dealerships and places that buy cars are offering even more money than they originally spent. So in this case, sometimes it's a no-brainer to get rid of your car because you'll actually make hand over fist profit when you give it away. Now when it comes to how you exit your car deals, this is where things get a bit trickier. So the first and most obvious exit strategy when it comes to these car sharing platforms is when your car actually gets totaled. Now this can be a very scary situation for a new host, but if you watch all my videos, you already know exactly what to do to stay covered and how to respond to these scenarios. Now in these cases, when Turo deems your car a total loss and approves your damage claim from a guest, they're gonna go ahead and pay you out the market value for your vehicle. So personally, over the last 2 years, I've had about 11 vehicles listed on the Turo and 𝗪𝗲 platform, and 3 of them have been deemed total losses from guests getting into accidents with them. But best believe I've made a profit on all of those damage reimbursements on top of the rental revenue the car produced for me. For example, a few months ago, a guest totaled my 2018 Chevy Malibu. Now I still owed about $13,000 of the $17,000 that I purchased this vehicle for back in 2020, but the damage payout from the Turo claim was actually $21,000. I was left with a check for this amount. Crazy, right? So if you could use a come up like this, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, because we're gonna manifest this for you right now. Now there are a few other ways of getting rid of your car as well that don't necessarily involve it getting into an accident. The second one is selling it directly to a dealership. This can be selling it to a local dealership or a big company like Car Gurus or Carvana. Now this process can ultimately be the easiest because all you have to do is go to the dealership and drop the car off. Some of them will even come pick it up, but ultimately you're going to wind up getting the least amount of money for your vehicle when you sell it in this method. You can also sell your vehicle in a private sale or to another individual. Now this process can be a lot more frustrating, meaning you got to find the sellers, you got to go through negotiation, and you got to go through all the paperwork after that. But it can be the most lucrative because essentially you can set your price and you can sell it for whatever somebody is willing to buy it for. And depending on how good of a salesperson you are, that number can be pretty high. Now, one of the last ways of selling your vehicle is a little bit less conventional, but it's one that I really like, and that's selling your car to an auction. Yes, you have to take your vehicle to the auction and they're going to take some of the proceeds, but ultimately you're hands off and you can still get a good selling price for your vehicle depending on the demand in the market. Which method is going to be best for you is probably going to come down to your time, your resources, and what you feel most comfortable with. So when it comes to the Ford Focus that I purchased for $2,700, over the next 7 months, it actually made me about $3,400 in rental revenue between the Turo and 𝗪𝗲 platform. And you know your boy was feeling good because I was pretty much already in the green at this point with the car. So that means I was able to pay off the business credit card that I bought the car with super fast. I did it within the 9 months, 0% interest-free period, which also means that I didn't pay any money on the interest to buy the car. That's a perfect strategy on how you can use business credit to get into a free car for Turo. Don't let that one go over your head, y'all. Then I got this email from 𝗪𝗲 informing me that my guest with the Ford Focus just got into an accident with another car. My guest actually sideswiped another car, which left a bunch of damage on the passenger side of my vehicle. Now I would have to go through the damage claim process with 𝗪𝗲. And a few things to note here is that 𝗪𝗲 damage claims aren't as fast as Turo, which is a big reason on why I only list my older model cars on that platform. But overall, you go about the process pretty much the same way on both platforms. Although I was in the green a few $100s of profit with this vehicle, if I wanted to continue renting it out on the platform, I would have to go get it fixed at a body shop as I waited for 𝗪𝗲 to settle the damage claim. Now you really have to make the difficult decision. Was it going to be worth it to dish out more money and get this vehicle fixed to get it back in rental condition? Or was it time to take my few $100s in profit and dip? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what you would do in this situation, bag chaser. So as I went back and forth with 𝗪𝗲 representatives over the next few weeks, I decided to test the waters and see how much I could actually get for this car selling it at the auction. So I wound up setting the minimum buy price for the car at the auction at $1,000. This way, if the car did sell, I would at least have that plus the couple $100s I already made in rental profits to show for running this play. So it took about 2 weeks, but I finally got word that the car actually sold at the auction and that my proceeds from the sale would amount to $1,580. So you know, at this point, after hearing this news, man, I'm super hyped. Not only did I complete my car sharing exit strategy, but I made more than enough to go ahead and pay those $700 worth of repairs that it cost to fix my MacBook. I immediately went up and collected my coins from the auction. So yes, I was able to make a profit on another rental car, but it actually gets even better. Remember the 𝗪𝗲 claim that I submitted for my last guest damage in the car? Well, they reached out to me, told me they settled the claim, and just sent me a check for $1,592. Man, I couldn't believe what just happened. So this now meant I made a little bit over $3,000 in overall rental profit, $1,600 in damage reimbursements, plus selling the car for another $1,600. But it's totally worthless if you don't fully understand how to protect your business using insurance on the platforms. So watch this next video so you'll be prepared next time damage claims happen to you.